What if one of the most important heroes of the civil rights movement helped change American history, but many people never learned his name? Today, you're about to discover the incredible true story of Bayard Rustin, the man who helped organize one of the most famous events in American history. And what happened behind the scenes might surprise you. Our story begins in Pennsylvania, where Bayard Rustin was born in 1912. As a young boy, he learned an important lesson from his grandmother. Every person deserves fairness, respect, and kindness. Those lessons stayed with him for the rest of his life. As Bayard grew older, he believed that people could solve problems without violence. He studied the ideas of peaceful protest, sometimes called nonviolent resistance, and even traveled to India after World War II to learn more about the methods inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. But that was only the beginning. During the civil rights movement, many Americans were working to end unfair laws that treated black citizens unequally. Bayard Rustin became one of the movement's greatest organizers. Instead of standing in front of every camera, he worked behind the scenes, carefully planning events, solving problems, and helping leaders work together. One of the people he worked closely with was Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Bayard helped teach and encourage the use of peaceful protest instead of violence. And then came an enormous challenge. In 1963, civil rights leaders wanted to hold a huge event in Washington, D.C. called the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Hundreds of thousands of people would travel from across America. Think about that. How do you help organize buses, food, schedules, volunteers, safety, and speeches for more than 250,000 people without computers or smartphones? That giant job belonged mostly to Bayard Rustin. What happened next became one of the most famous days in American history. On August 28, 1963, people gathered peacefully at the Lincoln Memorial. Everything had been carefully planned. The march inspired the nation. It was there that Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. gave his unforgettable "I Have a Dream" speech. Millions remember that speech today. But many people don't realize that Bayard Rustin's incredible planning helped make that historic day possible. But the story wasn't over yet. Even though Bayard Rustin made huge contributions, he often stayed out of the spotlight. Because of prejudice during that time, some people tried to keep attention away from him. Still, Bayard never stopped working for justice, fairness, equal rights, and human dignity. He believed that helping others mattered more than receiving credit. Years later, more Americans began learning about his important work. In 2013, Bayard Rustin was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of America's highest civilian honors, recognizing the lasting impact of his life and leadership. Today, when people ask, "Who organized the March on Washington?" or "Who was Bayard Rustin?" they're discovering the story of a man whose careful planning, courage, and belief in peaceful change helped shape American history. His story reminds us that not every hero stands at the microphone. Some heroes quietly help make great things possible. And that's a lesson we can all remember. Thanks for learning with me today. And remember, stay curious, stay kind, and keep learning with Fresberg Cartoon.